Hello, welcome to ET Live. I am Sophie Shalacy. Joining me today is a very special guest who you may have seen on The Four last week, and you may remember her from a throwback to Rebecca Black. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so exciting. So we got to talk about The Four.
Yeah.
Last week. How much fun did you have on that show?
What a day. Like, that was the craziest day ever. Because, you know, there's so much anticipation and, like, excitement and then nervousness. And it was really, really fun. Yeah. And, like, everything since then has just been even better. It's been crazy.
Now, of course, Meghan recognized you immediately when you came out on stage. She was like, "You're Rebecca Black!"
I know. And that was one thing that, like, the judges' reactions, I was like, they could have no idea anything about me. They could be like, what? Why is she here? Or what? But they were so sweet.
So you had no expectations of whether they would know who you were or not.
Yeah.
Tell me about what Meghan's words meant to you.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she has, and throughout this entire process, just like continually blown my mind with how sweet and encouraging. Because especially with her, like, I look up to her as a songwriter. I look up to her as an artist. She's so involved with what she does, which I look up to so much. And so to have her support me, like, it's crazy. Like, even talking about it, I'm like, it almost doesn't make sense to me. It's crazy to think that somebody you look up to can really just support you like that. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you could have probably had your choice of any show, really. There's The Voice, there's Idol, America's Got Talent, like a million of them. And I feel like with the viral notoriety, any of them would have been happy to have you. Why did you choose The Four, ultimately?
Well, for so long, was really scared of those kinds of shows, and I never thought I would do one. And I think it was because, oh man, like, I went through such a roller coaster after Friday, and there were just, I really was not ready to do something like that until The Four just, like, came into my life. And immediately I was like, this could be so cool. Like, this, I'm so excited about this, and I couldn't let go of it. And before I knew it, like, it just happened.
Yeah. So they approached you to be involved.
I don't know. I don't know if it was really that I think both sides were kind of like, what if?
Okay.
And we both just kind of followed our guts.
I mean, what was it about the reality show competition thing that scared you before?
Because there is one shot, and if you mess up, like, they will probably use it, you know, because I'd never done anything like that before. That was another thing that was kind of scary to me, is like, you really don't know until you know. I know a lot of people have, like, speculations on how those shows go, and even I did, but yeah, I think it was a combination of that, and also really, like, putting myself back out there. I knew that a lot of people would be, like, not only watching, but watching with a very close ear and eye.
Sure. Which could go either way, really. It could be a blessing or a curse. But I mean, you brought it, so people seemed happy about it.
Yeah.
And what I loved, actually, I went and looked at the Friday video today, and I saw so many comments on there of people coming from watching The Four and saying, hey, I just came back to, like, show you some love and give it a like after The Four. That's got to be pretty cool.
It is so cool. Like, the only thing that I can say, and that I keep saying, is, like, I couldn't have even dreamed of this happening. You know, like, I went on that show to take a risk, and really for myself, to like, have that. I didn't even realize it until, like, I started crying on stage. Was how healing that was for me. And also, like, I hoped, you know, after that, and, like, waiting for it to air, that someone else could watch that. You know, like, not everyone has these crazy viral videos. I get that. And but what a lot of us do have are these times where we feel like an outcast or rejected or alone, and hopefully people could watch that and relate.
Yeah.
See that you can really make anything happen.
I see some fan questions coming in, so I want to get to a few of those. Keep them coming, you guys.
Cool.
Deidre wants to know, she says, Rebecca, you're adorable. How did you
Thanks.
handle mega fame at such a young age?
Oh my gosh. It was overwhelming because
You were 13.
I was 13.
This was 7 years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was overwhelming because, and of course with my situation, it wasn't just like, wow, everyone's watching you. It was everyone's watching you, and there's a good chunk of people that really don't like you or that are telling you to do something else.
Being vicious.
Ruthless.
Yes.
Because the internet has changed so much, and this I still see it happen to people, but you know, it was like just kind of like the wild, wild west back then, and people just said whatever they wanted. And there's this idea that we don't, you know, the person behind it isn't gonna see what you actually say or what you comment, but the chances are they do. We all look at our social media, like, I mean, and it's impossible to look at a comment and just like be completely emotionless about it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I say that all the time. I think anybody who says that doesn't impact them is lying.
Or they're lying, and I even thought I was there at one point. You're either lying, or if you really do have that happen where you feel like numb to it, I think that is such a more painful place to be in.
Yeah,
because
that's a good
then
point.
you get numb to the positive stuff too.
Yeah, that is a really good point.
Yeah.
So you talked on the show about your experience with the cyberbullying and all of that. What is your relationship like with social media today?
It's complicated. No, I'm kidding. We have a complicated one. No, I mean, over the past couple years, like it was when I started to, or not even past couple years, but you know, I started with like a YouTube channel, and that allowed me to feel like I had so much more of my own voice and like to just, I don't know, I talked about everything from like my life to the makeup I used to how I dealt with some of Friday stuff, and that really helped me like feel like I had a safe place. And it's tough. Like social media for everyone, I think, is tough because you want to look your best, but you also want to be real. And I go through that, like we all do.
Yeah.
But I mean, especially over the last like week, it's been unbelievable every day to like wake up and see so much support.
Yeah. I want to know, what has your support system been like through those years? I would guess it was probably family early on when you were going through all the Friday stuff. Tell me about your kind of inner circle that's gotten you through everything.
Oh man. My mom has always been like my number one.
Yeah.
I mean, she is incredible. From even before Friday, like I've been performing for my entire life, you know, like I was always trying to find something to have that. It's just where I felt my most best self.
Yeah.
And she would take me to everything, and just, she knew that I loved it so much. And yeah, I mean, I've got a really like close-knit family, and I think even with friends, like I've been lucky to grow that circle and meet some people who are also doing the same thing I do. And it's really nice to have like-minded people, but also people that don't do it too, you know?
Gotta have balance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What I want to know, after going through kind of this evolution, would you ever consider recording a new version of Friday? I love that face.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Really?
I have played around a lot with that song, and especially over the last, like I did a tour in October of last year where I really wanted to take that song and make it my own.
Yeah.
So we did like a very 90s slowed down dark version, and maybe that'll come to see live one day.
Okay, I love it. Another question coming from you guys on YouTube from Timothy: would you ever do a song with Meghan Trainor?
Yes.
Who wouldn't?
Girl. What camera's on? Megan? Let's go. Let's do it. That would be so much fun. Are you kidding?
I love it.
She is such an amazing songwriter.
She's incredible. Are you guys still in touch?
She is very busy filming for us.
Yeah.
But she, I mean, has been like greatest on social media and just like being, super sweet.
Now tell me about your song on the 4, Bye Bye Bye.
Yes.
Why did you choose that one?
So that was my first idea going into the show. And I had been wanting to do something with that song because I love taking older songs and making them my own. And of course, Bye Bye Bye, probably my first favorite song ever as a kid. And yeah, it just worked. And of course, like, I think it fit with really what I wanted to do for the show too, like for my own self. And yeah, it just worked.
And then you followed up with another like 90s throwback, Torn. Love it. I
love that song. I love that song so much. And that one, like, I mean, both of them, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to do it justice. But I had so much fun with them.
All right, give me some behind the scenes scoop from your time on the show. Like, were you hanging out with Fergie backstage?
Oh my gosh.
What was the day? It was a long day on set, I understand, right?
Long day. I mean, oh my gosh, what can I say? Fergie, I will say, like, everyone on that show, like, all of the judges, the panel, Fergie, they are so, you can tell how much, one, that they believe in this show and that they believe in everyone that walks on that stage. Like, they want you to win. And it doesn't work out for everyone, and not everyone is ready for it. But that was what, like, that's what really drew me to the show as a fan the first season, was seeing, like, wow, I root for these people, and I know they do too. Yeah.
The nature of the show is really combative. Like, I think that's how they they sold it. Yeah. But tell me about the relationship between the contestants. Like, because as combative as it is, it also seems like y'all are really supportive of each other.
Oh yeah. I like walked away with so many new friends after that, because you're spending a good amount of time like preparing for everything together, and that day is a really long day. Yeah, I mean, of course, there's like everyone, I feel like there is a bit of competition, but I think it's mostly like you're competing with yourself and everything, you know. Of course, there comes a point where like you battle someone who's on the force. So if anything, you're kind of like, ooh, I don't know, like what's gonna happen, and you're more so like nervous with them than with each other. But yeah, everyone was so different. So that's what's nice, is you didn't have to be like, oh, well, this person is a, you know, slightly better or whatever version of me. Everyone just came with something so unique.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, even though your journey is done on the 4, I know you're still hustling, working hard. So what's next for you?
Well, I just put out a song called Satellite, a music video for a song called Satellite, which is, I mean, like, the timing was just like crazy with this show, but
that wasn't planned? It had to have been planned. Come on, girl.
I like to be, you know, like honestly, it ended up coming together so well. Like, I've been working on this music video for half a year.
Yeah.
But and then like the timing with the show came out so perfectly. But yeah, I've talked about the song so many times, and now I'm losing it. But it is such a special song to me, because it was like the first behind the scenes moment, like before, you know, having anything like the 4, where I really was able to just like let go of all of those Friday insecurities and just be in a studio and be myself as an artist. And yeah, I just adore that song. So I hope everyone can relate to it. And
well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Excited to check out the video.
Thanks.
Jennifer from YouTube wants to know, who inspires you most in your work?
In my work, so like in music?
Yeah.
Oh man, I listen to so much stuff all the time, different things, and I love when someone takes a risk and isn't afraid to try something completely new. Like, I love Pharrell, and he is like the master at that. I love people like Charlie XCX and Tove Lo, like these really empowered girls in pop. I love that, because I think that is such a force for right now. And yeah, there's so many. I love this kind of like movement happening in pop. It's starting slow, and I hope people. Sorry, I probably sound crazy right now, but
no, not at all.
I just love that this is happening. Are these women in pop that are not afraid to do something different and kind of make pop cool again?
A little edgy.
A little edgy, a little, whether it's edgy or just like fresh, or again, I think it's all about taking risks and not just following trends.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And are you working on a full length? Are you planning a tour or anything like that, or it's just all about the single Satellite right now?
Well, Satellite like is doing its thing, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I have been working on. I mean, even behind the scenes, like I've shot a couple movies this year, and I'm always writing.
Okay. What kind of movies?
There is one that is I guess you would call it a thriller, and one that is it actually kind of has to do with the singing competition.
Okay.
Weirdly enough. And
Who'd have thought? Yeah.
Who would have thought? And yeah, I mean, I've got my YouTube, which I'm always posting stuff on, and Instagram and everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So great to meet you and chat
thanks.
with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And where can they follow you on social media?
At Miss Rebecca Black, MS Rebecca Black, and YouTube.com/Rebecca. Satellite music videos right there.
There you go. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.